Welcome to L&D Superfood, an ETHRWorld initiative designed to provide a concentrated dose of insights, trends, and strategies to empower learning and development professionals. Like a true superfood, this series equips you with the essential tools and knowledge to navigate the dynamic workplace landscape, ensuring that you thrive in your mission to create impactful learning ecosystems. In today's fast-paced world where adaptability and continuous learning are essential for success, L&D Superfood aims to equip leaders with actionable strategies to embrace technological advancements, foster inclusive learning environments, and drive both individual and organizational growth. In this episode, we are delighted to welcome Dhanpat Jain, the National Head of Leadership Development at Hindustan Coca-Cola Beverages. Hello, Dhanpat. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure having you.
Hi, Shireen. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me for this show.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Dhanpat, just to start things off, for my first question, I'd just like to know that, particularly in the beverage industry, what are the unique challenges and opportunities that you see for L&D programs, especially with a workforce that spans manufacturing teams, supply chain professionals, as well as corporate leaders?
Yeah, you said it rightly. I think this is a very dynamic industry, Shireen. It's been about 6+ years now for me in this company, and in FMCG industry, of course, with Coca-Cola being the only banner where I worked in the FMCG space. But then very dynamic, and the challenges are unique to it. You named it, diversity. Yeah, the geographical spread. And of course, the levels of people that you're working with and the skill sets that people come with, right? I think that's the reason that why there are more number of challenges here. And more interestingly, we are working with a traditional manufacturing operations organization and a modern digital innovation that's coming in every day, right? And of course, the unique challenges to cater to all these needs in one go. And we are trying to keep in mind when we deploy anything. These are taken care of, but then yes, there are resource constraints when it comes to deployment of these programs. Yeah, but I see this diversity also as an opportunity, Shireen. Yeah, for instance, cross-functional learning becomes easy for us. We can get people under the umbrella from different parts of the organization and build the value chain. It helps fostering collaboration and innovation. That's the most important piece. And I think we also leverage a lot of technology now to be able to cater to this diverse challenge that we face today.
That's really interesting that you say that, because my next question actually touches upon the same topics, that how do you foster this culture of continuous learning across your organization, particularly given the, like you said, the diverse functional expertise and geographic spread that you talked about?
Yes, Shirin, thanks for asking this, because this continuous learning and this learning culture has become a nomenclature that's being used every day, not just by the L&D guys, but also by the business, by the leaders, right? And like I mentioned, it's by the leaders. So I think fostering a continuous learning culture starts with leadership commitment, Shirin, first, right? And that's why we involve the leaders in all our training interventions, yeah? Not just as participants, but as facilitators, to emphasize the importance of learning, right? I remember we started this journey 5 years ago, where we went on the thing of building leaders as teachers, and another initiative that we called the Dronacharya, where everyone takes the lead to train and educate others. Interestingly, in the last 5 years, we have been able to reach to a space where today we have successfully built about 100 top leaders as our teachers. And we also have 1/3 of the organizations, which include some of the managers, some of the team leaders, who have become trainers for the rest of the organization. This is the first step that we took to build a continuous learning culture, because unless and until you don't own the learning for your teams, you can't build a culture of learning, right? And then another one way we did was we blended the entire learning model. We combined instructor-led sessions, e-learning modules, on-the-job training, mentoring, coaching, the entire 70-20-10 principle that we spoke about, yeah, so that it can cater to all the diverse needs, yeah. The other thing that we do also is we recognize and celebrate learners, right? We call it celebrating learners, celebrating learning champions, and we do this through a lot of contests internally. We have things like a Learning Fest, a 1 month long intervention where the entire organization is completely involved and engrossed in learning. We have exposure to leadership talks from both internal and external industry experts. We have learning journeys, we have simulations, gamified contests, quizzes, so that it inspires everybody to engage. I think, interestingly, again, I will tell you, the technology has helped us bridge this gap across geographies. Because our LMS is accessible 24/7, and we have been able to achieve a huge change in the way people learn today and the way they have embraced learning. It's become a DNA of our organization today, and that's probably, I would say that we have achieved a culture of learning in our organization.
Interesting that you mentioned technology because you talked about it previously as well. You said the new technology is coming in every day. So apart from that, there's a whole new demographic coming in every day as well. So with the rise of, Gen Z in the workforce, how are you tailoring learning programs to meet the expectations and aspirations of this new generation of leaders?
Yeah. I have worked very closely with the Gen Zs because I was managing even the cadre building process here, where we used to hire a lot of fresh graduates from the premier institutes. And working closely with them, I understood that they come with a very fresh perspective, and they have a very strong desire for a purpose-driven work, right, to meet their expectations. So I think what we have done is we have been able to simplify their learning. We have tried to give them instant learning, where they can use things like gamification. Most of our training modules will be based on quizzes, simulations, and leaderboards that actually inspires them. They become very competitive, and that's how the Gen Zs actually learn through gamification. A lot of purpose-driven programs we do. We align training programs with larger goals, not just for the organization, but for their own careers. Because when they step into an organization like Coca-Cola, they always have that faith that this organization will give me the ladder to grow. So any program, any learning that we try and bring, it will be very purpose-driven, giving them that particular linkage to, if they learn this, how it will help them in their career path, right? So things like sustainability, innovation, and something larger to which they can contribute. Very interestingly, we launched a app for the retailers called Coke Buddy. This was completely driven by the Gen Z. There were 4 management trainees working with the digital team, and they were completely engrossed in that. And 1 year, they were able to, make this entire canvas of the Coke Buddy tool for our retailers across India. That was the canvas that they were working on, and they were so inspired by that whole experience that they had. Apart from all this, of course, micro learning, mobility learning, we are trying to build in those small engaging modules like the TikTok videos that we call, so that they can start learning in their busy lives too. That's how we try and do it through, for the Gen Zs, that's how we tailor make our programs.
I think that's a really interesting perspective and approach. So now, Dhanpat, we are moving to our rapid fire round where I'll just be firing some quick questions at you. And starting with, can you just share an incident or an employee feedback that significantly influenced your approach to designing or delivering L&D programs? Just one of them.
Yeah, I think one example I'll take from the previous thing that we spoke about, a very young employee who felt that the original format was too static, right? That's where we said, okay, if you don't like the whole stability in the program or the way the program is, if you want it very dynamic, let's build a gamified journey for you. And we made it very virtual. So I think the result, higher engagement, faster assimilation into the organization. And the employee onboarding became very, very successful for us then on.
That's really interesting. My next question is that, what is that one tool or framework or methodology that you consider indispensable in creating a robust learning ecosystem?
I am an old school of thought guy, and I think this still works because every time I'm in the boardroom, I hear this leaders also speak about the 70-20-10 model. The 70% of learning happens on the job through experiences, through workplace assignments, stretch tasks, stretch goals, right? 20% is through your mentor, coaching, feedback, collaboration with your peers, right? And 10% through formal education, which is through your classroom training or your e-learning, etc. I think, for example, when introducing a new production process, we pair formal training with mentorship and hands-on practice. And that's how I think knowledge transfer happens. And we also have started building the whole pedigree of learning index, where the 70-20-10 can be measured. I think that's the best tool or framework I can use, have been using, and I think it will continue for a long time to go now.
Okay, talking about what will continue going on for a long time now, how do you see the role of L&D developing and evolving in your industry over the next 5 years, especially with this increasing emphasis, like you said, on sustainability, digital transformation, as well as consumer-centric strategies?
All right. So I hear you. I think for the last 25 years of my work experience, I have seen this role evolving, the whole gamut of L&D evolving. And it's going to be ever evolving, Shirin. Yeah. We need to. So if you talk about sustainability, right, we will play a critical role. The L&D team will play a critical role in training employees on the sustainable practice from water conservation and manufacturing to eco-friendly packaging designs, etc. Right. You talk about, I think the other thing you asked was digital transformation, right? Yeah. In this, I think creating digital readiness, we've started building a digital academy. We never had a digital head in the company. We never had a function called digital, first of all. We were a very hardcore brick and mortar company with the FMCG school. But then all of a sudden, everything became digitalized. So we had to have entire digital capability model that was built up, right? From your digital mindset, digital tool set, digital skill sets. We are upskilling our people on AI, IoT, data analytics. I think we have become, we are talking the language of the IT guys today. And that's what we are doing in digital transformation. The third thing was on?
Consumer-centric strategies.
Okay, yeah. So in the middle of everything, of course, why do we do all this? We do it because of the consumers, right? And who are our consumers? I think it's not the retailer, it's not the distributor. At the end of the day, people like you who go out and purchase our products in the market are the consumers, right? So I think our employees are supposed to have enhanced skills in areas like consumer behavior analytics and innovative product development to stay competitive in consumer-driven market. I think we are trying to develop programs that are linked to the end consumer behavior at the end of the day. So we work back end, and that's how our vision mission also works, and that's how our L&D strategy works. So I think that's the future of L&D in the beverage industry for sure, for at least for the next 5 years to go.
Thank you so much for these insights, Dhanpat, and thank you so much for joining us today for this episode of ETHRWorld L&D Superfood. It's been a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you, Shirin. Thank you so much for your time and for asking me questions that probably I've been thinking of. But then, yes, now my thoughts are more clearer after talking to you.
And
Thank you.
thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Now to our viewers, please stay tuned to ETHRWorld L&D Superfood for more exciting episodes as we dive deeper into the world of L&D and bring you more insights from the top professionals in the industry. Catch our other episodes from the series on our YouTube channel and in our L&D Superfood playlist. And until next time, keep learning and keep growing. Thank you.